everyone. Thank you to everyone who's joining this stream. We've got an amazing panel of guests today. So the reason we've decided to sort of all get together is kind of off the back of UK Decon. It was just an amazing event, and I think it really kind of energized the community. So we wanted to discuss in real life events what's kind of happening in the US and what's happening in the UK, and what we'd like to see in the future. And so to discuss that, got an amazing lineup of people. VeVe Fam, who is a fan favorite, and I know you've got your own channel starting up soon.
Yes, yeah, that'll be this coming Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Brilliant. And then we've also got Skeet and Claire, our favorite mods. How are you guys doing?
We're surviving.
You forget Max is a mod too, you know.
Not the favorite though.
You're a good mod, Max. No, I'm kidding. But to be honest, I'm scared of Discord, so that's probably.
I'm like the Diet Coke of mods. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I just don't know all the Discord stuff, just because I'm a bit rubbish on there. But yeah, we've also got Max, and hopefully soon Jamie will be joining us. Definitely our favorite VeVe couple. So I'll give you guys that title for sure.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you for joining. Yeah. So I guess the UK Decon was a couple of weeks ago, and I think everyone on the stream except FamBam were able to make it. So what did you guys think?
Incredible. It was kind of like I guess like a part two of Decon Anaheim. Just the scope of hugs and interaction and people just the love that London showed us was just out of this world, and we were extraordinarily grateful to be a part of it. London definitely showed us love.
Yeah, and we loved having you guys there.
Thank you.
Skeet?
I really enjoyed it. Like, I was buzzing. It was the first IRL, I guess, event for me. So it was just so good, just seeing as many people as we could, feeling the vibes, the energy. And, you know, Max was one of the first people that I actually ran into. Like, I was showing some of my friends just the event the night before, and I was just like, wait a minute, that looks like homie Max, like at the end. And so I was just shouting out, and he's like, who the heck is this guy? but no, honestly, the whole event for me, like, it was an experience. There was like a lot of good vibes, a lot of fun, a lot of, you know, learnings and takeaways. But yeah, just a great event in my eyes. I was over the moon with it. Just a chance to meet people, you know, that you've been talking to for so long, and just, you know, have that vibe.
Yeah, I echo that. I don't know, it was just so surreal in the sense that, you know, people were coming up to you because they recognise my voice. And, you know, when you just got to remember so many names and you're so scared of offending somebody, and, you know, especially like in the after party, you couldn't hear and people were telling me their names, and I'm like, oh, I've had a beer, I won't remember in the morning, message me please, because, you know, it was just, I don't know, I think what struck me, and we were joking about it while we were waiting for the t-shirt in the line, was how short a lot of people are in real life. Because we were joking saying VeVe, the little people's app, like, you know, I don't know what I expected, but yeah, it was just, yeah. And I think standing in line, and poor Granola was waiting for me in the tube station. I must have walked past him and gone straight up in front of the building where Gio was waiting for me, and Granola was still there for 20 minutes waiting for me to come off the train. But yeah, meeting somebody gone, what was it, about 5 a.m. in the morning is something you'll never forget. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change that line and queuing for the world, because I think that's when we actually had time to speak to people.
Yeah,
because people were walking past you and you were just, yeah, I know you were a social butterfly, Skeet, because you were like, where's Skeet gone every minute?
Listen, once I'd established that, because again, I thought it was really important for you know, for us as mods or whatever, to make sure that like we were there early, so you know, no one can kind of be like, oh, did they jump or whatever. So like once we'd established like we were here early, do you know what I mean? I was just like, okay, cool, I was here. It's very obvious that I was here. I want to see people in this line. I was like, I want to see the people. I want to see how long the line is. I saw so many people like in the queue. Yeah, like, for me, like, yeah, as soon as I'd established that I was there and at the front, I was gone. I was just taken with the buzz of seeing people. So yeah, I was just up and down that queue, catching up with as many people as I could.
I know we were expecting a line, but were y'all expecting that? Like, I was not expecting that.
I know you were, because I saw when you and JD came in and you was just like, you did tell us. He did. I was like, I remember looking like, I told you guys. Like, I expected it to be pretty crazy. In terms of the queue and the size of the queue, I didn't expect it to be that VeVe dominant. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that VeVe dominant, but I thought it's going to be a pretty big queue.
If you had to put a, I'm sorry, Eric, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If y'all had to put a percentage on the people that were there for VeVe versus Decon, what percentage would y'all put for like people going just for VeVe exclusively?
At least 50%.
I would venture to say, like, in my opinion, like 80%. And that's not wild to me. Like,
I think for the queue in the morning, 95%. For the queue at the beginning in the morning, like, I'd probably say 90 or whatever percent was there for VeVe. Over the course of the whole event, I don't think it would be disingenuous to probably say maybe 50%, like, of people that came through with VeVe.
I'd say more.
I know. I don't want to gas it. I don't want to gas it. I was just like, oh, of course you're gonna say that. So I'll go with a conservative 50. Like, if you think it's more, yeah, I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
it was.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. And Fam, how did you find it, like watching, I guess, on Twitter or from across the pond? What did you think of the pictures and videos that were all coming through?
Oh, it was amazing. And it just, the jealousy, like wishing I was there. I really wanted to be there, and I kind of tried to, you know, but I knew realistically I couldn't make it this time, but I'm definitely going to try even harder next year. But yeah, it was just amazing. I loved seeing it and seeing what other people saw when we were at events, you know, and it's just like, I appreciate like how Max and Janie, you know, would do the live streams and recordings and everybody else and sharing videos. Because even if you're not there, it still kind of feels like you have that still same excitement, but just for everybody else and their experiences. I love that they got to meet each other, and I know that feeling. And so I just feel like I had that kind of same feeling because I was so excited for everybody else being able to enjoy it as much as they could.
Awesome. And so what would you guys say was your best part of the UK DCOM?
Probably the party. The party was really fun.
Yeah, the party was awesome.
Yeah, just dancing the whole night away. You know what, coming back, I thought about it more. I enjoyed the nonstop banter that I got about wearing an Arsenal jersey, and that I got about wearing a what was the other team I already Manchester United jersey. It was nonstop. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting maybe one or two people like call me out on it. It was a lot, and so it's real. It's real over there. I enjoyed that part.
Yeah, that was intense. Like, you just don't do it. But I was not gonna let you get away without not having a United jersey. But there were too many moments. I don't think I could nail down a favorite one, if I'm being perfectly honest. There was too many. Max did hit the nail on the head. DJ Edie smashed it. You know, shout out Mama Ovia. Like the pace of the music, the vibes, everything was really on point. And you know, even Alex, when he stole the mic and just emceed and kept the hype going, there was dance battle, all of that stuff was just such a good vibe. As crazy as the queue in the morning was, you know, that was a vibe as well, you know, all of that stuff. Like, yeah, there's, you know, the parties, the dinners, the lunches, yeah, too many moments. I don't think I could nail one particular moment and say that was my favorite. Like,
how about you, Claire?
Yeah, I think it was just getting to meet everybody and putting face to names was definitely something I really enjoyed. And it's almost as if it solidified that friendship that you already had. And it was like, I remember hugging Max and Janie for the first time, and, you know, and you just see somebody and it's just that special moment that, you know, if you try to explain to people that you're going to an event where you're going to meet hundreds of people that you virtually know, and you're just going to spend the whole weekend with them, they think you're mad, wouldn't they? But you know, it was just so normal to think that what we were doing was probably mad to the rest of the world. But yeah, and getting to meet David, Dan, and Chris, and Alex, and, you know, just feeling part of everything, and getting to go around the other stalls on Decon. And yeah, I don't miss the lack of sleep, but other than that, yeah, I'd do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things that really stood out to me is there's just like no awkward silences or no awkwardness in meeting new people. Everyone just has something to talk about. We're all connected, and we just all felt like friends straight away. If you're in the queue at the bar, like that, I thought was pretty special. So I guess Skeet, Claire, you both managed to get the t-shirt, so tell us how that was.
Yeah, we lived to tell the tale.
like I obviously we was there early, so when I got there at around 6, Claire was already there. So
Wow.
when I got there, I think there was around 20 or so people there, I would say, because Lenz was at the front with a few of his boys. And so yeah, I'd say probably around 20 by the time I got there with a group of my boys. And yeah, getting they opened this was, I know, to me this was such a bad DesignerCon flaw in the way that they opened the event. And it was literally like I say to people, if you've seen horse racing, the start of a horse racing event, this was it. They opened it from right to left. Whereas if they'd have opened it from left to right, you could have controlled how many people were let in, because it could have been single file. Instead, they just opened a massive just entryway in one go, and it was just like the start of a horse race. And it was a free-for-all with this one Viking security guard trying to hold back a wave of people. And it was just an absolute monsoon of people. So then, like, when we still got, you know, into the queue and was queuing up, I could see that it was chaos. So I was like, well, I've secured my spot in line. I'm going to help try and manage this queue. And so just went to that. But yeah, it was not a good look for VeVe at all, because it just was a pure stampede of people filling up by the VeVe booth, running. We looked disorderly. It was chaotic. Looking back on it, bloody good fun, and such a, you know,
great footage.
It was a great laugh. It was a great laugh, but yeah, that won't be happening again.
What do you think they'll do for the next one? Hand out like wristbands or something like that?
No, do you know what? It's easily managed. Like, they literally could do the same thing again, but just open it the other way and only open it in single file. Then no one can run through because there's a big barrier of tape. Do you know what I mean? In the way. So it doesn't require you need wristbands or anything. You literally just open it from the other side, the width of single file. And then that's one security guard. Like, you're not going to get past him. Like, he was, do you know what I'm saying? So nothing much really needed to be done. You just opened the barriers from the wrong side and then tried to police like a 30-meter wide area instead of a, 1 meter wide area.
Do you?
I'd prefer if they gave us all ticket numbers. So if you were 15th in line, you got ticket number 15. And it would then mean that you didn't all have to stand in line inside. You could come back after an hour if it was random mints anyway. Then it wouldn't matter if you were whatever number going to pay for your t-shirt, because at least then you're not standing for an extra 2 hours inside, having done, because we did 4 hours outside and 2 hours inside, so that's like a total of 6 hours. And when I was inside, at one point I thought I was going to pass out, and all I kept thinking about was, don't pass out, Claire, because somebody will take your place in the queue. And they probably stampede me thinking that they've got a chance. You know,
Hands down.
We're out here having health concerns for these bunnies.
I know, right? I know. Oh, it was mad.
Yeah, they kept saying go back, and you couldn't move back. Do you know what? I've never felt so squashed in all my life.
I remember saying, like, you have to be side by side, single file, and then I realized there's just no room. I would have loved to have got the perspective of some of the other exhibitors there, because you have to look at it from their perspective. They were all in and ready to start selling their merchandise and show people around, and they would have seen and heard a stampede of people through the doors, and 95% of them formed a queue that wrapped all the way to the back of the arena for one exhibitor.
But for a t-shirt, because
Right.
it wasn't as if there was a physical thing they could see. We were all stood in line for a t-shirt.
I saw the I think it was VeVe, who were very clever, because they came along and they started giving out leaflets to people in the VeVe queue, like, yeah, if you scan this, you can win this, and it's on VeVe, it's on VeVe. So I was like, that's clever. Like, you might as well tap up this captive audience. So they were pretty good, but I didn't see anyone else. But that VeVe, they were on it. They was just like, listen, if you're not here in our queue, we'll come to you, as it were. So I thought that was pretty that was pretty smart. But yeah, with the actual t-shirt, the Omi homies were great hosts to be able for us to do a giveaway, because I wanted it to go to, I did say it had to be specific to, like, outside of the UK and Europe. I wanted it to go to someone that couldn't make it, if that made sense. So as opposed to people were here but maybe they didn't get there early enough or whatever. So those guys were really gracious in being able to do a giveaway and give that away.
Shout out to Oscar from Cali. Congratulations. He was a winner.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, Oscar from Cali. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy that. So yeah, I don't have it. Oscar has it, and well deserved.
Amazing. And so, Fam, how about in the US? So you've been to a couple of events. Has it been as chaotic as what you might have seen in the UK?
I don't think it's been that as chaotic, but I think it's going to be at this decon in Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, it wasn't as many people. Max was there at the first decon, and there were quite a few, but it was, what would you say, Max, maybe 30, 40?
30, 40 of us.
Something like that. And then the decon kickoff party was good. There was a few hundred there.
Okay.
But it was like it wasn't the same, it wasn't like a decon where you have this huge building you're going into. We were all outside, and then there was a store inside, and then we kind of, all went out afterwards. But this one coming up in Anaheim, I think it's going to be massive.
Yeah.
We're expecting
I
hundreds.
think there's how many, what do you think? I'm thinking like 150 to 200, maybe more.
More. The groups that I have, we have the Twitter and we have the Discord. There's at least 100 there, and there's a lot more. I'm thinking there's going to be like 500.
Oh, you know what? You're right, because the decon kickoff party, that was like 250, 300 easy. So like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Anaheim's gonna be a madness.
Yeah.
Anaheim is gonna be a madness.
I'm trying to get as many people to go as I can, because I just want so many to experience what we've already experienced and how amazing it is and addicting, and I just wish so many more could participate. I know there's a lot more that want to go and they either can't, or there's people that I've spoke to who have fear of flying and different things, and so I don't know, but one day we'll even get to meet them, even if it's not here. Hi, Janie.
Hey.
Oh, hey guys.
Thank you for joining us.
Sorry I am late. Please forgive me.
Forgive you.
So what was your favorite part of VeCon?
Oh man. Just meeting everybody. Honestly, meeting everybody, the party, the dancing. What else? I love London. I thought it was like really awesome to get to see some places, and unfortunately we were at a place where like Buckingham Palace, and unfortunately you guys lost the queen. But we got to be there before that happened. It was very beautiful. Yeah, everything, the whole vibe there. It was just family vibes. Like everyone was just super positive, loving each other, like hanging out, laughing. It was just awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you guys for coming to like the meetup that I guess me and Skeet organized the night before, and Dan and Reese also made an appearance. That was, yeah, a really great way for us to get to know everyone. Cool. So yeah. we know what was great about the UK DCon. Was there anything you think could have been improved besides, I guess, the queue situations?
Got my teeth.
Look, Claire's got the shirt on.
That's so cool.
It's probably not showing, but yeah.
We can see glimpses of it, yeah.
What can be improved?
So one of the things that I guess Max and I saw from the get-go was that it was a bit smaller, but we didn't want to really emphasize on that because it's y'all's DCon. We're not going to say, oh, it was this or that because it wasn't this. I had fun. Now, I guess what can be improved, and I don't think this has anything to do with VeVe, or maybe VeVe can help, but just bring more artists. Yeah. And like have, because they can only have a space if there's more artists, right? So it was a space, I guess, that was needed for the amount of artists that were there.
So even increase the capacity with more artists? With more artists,
yeah. It can't be a bigger space and the same amount of artists. If you can't fill it. I understand that, but man, we got to meet so many artists too. It was really cool. But I think that, and you know what, the line, what happened with the shirts and stuff, like Max and I we didn't get one. And I think that there was just some like mix up with the line, but honestly, I think that's just the beast of it. Everyone's so excited. Everyone wants a shirt and loves VeVe and just wants to be there. But we're blurry. Sorry, guys. So that comes with the territory, I feel like. I don't feel like there's anything that can, what are they going to do? File us all in a line like we're in kindergarten?
Yes.
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 That is exactly what we're going to do.
Oh, but where's the fun? And I'm just kidding. I don't want anyone to get trampled or hurt in the process.
Nah, it's got to be a mad dash every time. I want to tackle people for my shirt.
I think like you bring out like the competitive nature. When we were in line and we were talking to people, like as we were going down, we're like, are you here for VeVe? Are you here for VeVe? And everyone obviously was like, yes, 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 yes. So the family behind us and the guys in front of us were like, okay, we're going to be friends now. But once they open the doors, it's like, we're getting this shirt. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool and it was fun. Just the craziness. Now, I don't want anyone to get hurt. That's for sure. I don't want anyone to get hurt in the process, but I think that's just the spirit. I think that's just the spirit of it.
I get it, right? I get it. And like I said earlier, it was flipping funny. But I can't help but feel for these two ladies, they're a little bit older and they were clearly within the first 100 because they were there quite early. And I think they only just about made the cut. They definitely did get the shirts because I was counting to make sure, but they were one of the last. So as much as I thought overall it was, you know, kind of a bit of a funny, the people running, so on and so forth, I can't help but feel if you're, you know, someone who is a bit older and you've queued up early, and imagine they didn't get it, these two, you know, I call them those Luton ladies, bless them. Like, I can't imagine how they must have felt. Do you know what I mean? If the only reason they didn't get it is because people who were younger and more able just basically shoved them out of the way. And which is exactly what happened, because they were definitely within the first 30 and they must have been like 94 and 95 to get a shirt. Wow. So yeah, I get the competitive side to it, but it wasn't cool. It just wasn't cool for some people.
I was gonna make a joke, but then I was like, as I was hearing Skeet talk, like, I completely agree, because as we're all going to get older, right? But then there's some people that have disabilities, and like, what if they're in the front of the line? So, and they deserve it. I mean, they got up, they were there, you know? So, I think my mom rides her bike 18 miles a day, and I won't say her age, but she's up in the 60s, getting up there. And she would have ran for it. So we all get older. If we got to do our exercises throughout the year so we can get these shirts. Totally kidding. No, I guess having some organization to the madness and excitement is good. It's
fair.
good.
It's fair.
We're gonna have little divisions and heats now. So like for the over 50s, like you have your own battle royale. For the the under 21s, you have your battle royale. 25 shirts assigned for the under 21s. Off we go.
Brackets.
No, and I definitely agree with it being fair. Like Max and I, obviously, we did not wake up early enough. We thought we did, but we didn't. I had to put my makeup on, and I guess that caused us not to get the shirt. But I mean, I was just excited for everyone who did get one. Claire, I'm so happy you got one. Like, that's so cool.
I know, but it was strange because the 5 people in front of me were not VeVe. So they were there and they were petrified because they thought we'd all gone to get the physicals, and they were counting, thinking that they traveled for hours and they weren't going to get what they were going to get. So they were relieved, as we were. It was like, oh, you're not here for that. Oh yeah, wow, whatever. And then I must have been easily in the top 15, easy. But had that been a 50 min, I would not have got a t-shirt, having stood there. And the Viking held me back, and the other people were running past me, and I was like, why me? You know what I mean? Why hold me? I'm probably the least aggressive person in the queue, and everybody's running past me. Yeah, it was it was just a shit show, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Maybe we can all run in place, so you'll still get the same feeling, but don't run past the person in front of you.
Or run there to get there for 5 a.m. It's like, I was talking with Gareth and I said, right, we got there at just on 5 a.m. What time do we go there next time? I mean, do we camp there? Do we save on our hotel and we just turn up? You know, do we just go straight from the after party and just skip in the venue? What do we do? You know, so because
what if for it not to be so much commotion, like at a certain time, obviously everybody gets there early. If you're in a line already, why not hand out numbers, like a ticket or something? So like when they open the doors, it doesn't have to be like Black Friday where it's like chaos. Like that person already has a ticket and they can just go calmly during the day whenever they want and go pick up their shirts.
That's what I said. We're on the same wavelength. Yeah. So let's put it forward to them. They need to do that.
Yeah, I think that's
because at decon, I can't see where they're gonna put that line. That's the thing. Like everything has collectibles. Like other artists have collectibles that are being released. So where are these lines gonna be? right?
They're going to have to be virtual lines. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
And Decon and Anaheim, it's like I said, I don't want to say anything bad about London, and I loved it, but it's like way bigger in Anaheim, so that's going to be way more chaotic, so yeah.
Jamie,
let's give out tickets.
You always talk about Decon as though you're going to offend the UK, like your events, it's more like, we don't mind. I don't think any of us had any expectations about what UK would be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people were there for VeVe, not Decon. Like, it doesn't matter if this Decon was small or big or whatever. It could have been the biggest Decon ever. Like, I still spent most of my time in one area.
In the VeVe booth.
Right. You know what it is for me is that experience and being with all of y'all was so precious to me. Like, so like, it's like a memory that I'm always gonna hold, like, in my heart. I don't want to say there's nothing negative for me about it. Like, yeah, the line, like the chaos, and yeah, it was a bit smaller, but I don't want to. It was just precious to me, and that's how I want to talk about it. It's not. I don't think I would offend anybody. I hope I don't. No. And if I do, I hope you guys come to me and talk to me. But
I think Decon London is a lot newer and it needs to build. And I think what VeVe have done going there, I think will help them, because imagine if now the big artists from, imagine if Jermaine Rogers actually came to the next one. I would be so excited.
You have to take your shirt.
I know.
That's why I really wanted one. I wanted one so bad. I was like, I just really love him as an artist and as me. But it's okay. I'm happy for everyone who got one.
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
I know there was another little bit of controversy around the t-shirt. So they were initially advertised as 100 editions, and then later on we found out that there would be an extra 40 held in the VeVe archive. So what do you guys make of that?
I mean, I would have stood there if it'd have been 200, I'll be honest with you. To me, I wanted to just own it, but I fully get everybody's argument. I understand why they're upset. I do know that a lot of the discussion in the line was, we finally got a chance to get a number 10 or a number 9 or a number 5. And I think people, as myself, genuinely believed that. So we all know what assumption is. And I think that we've all felt foul. And, VeVe have apologised. And, I think it's just part of the memory for me. It's just going to be, at the end of the day, it's the first time they've ever done this type of thing. It is it's a drop that hopefully not a single bot got, unless one of them uses a bot, but they didn't on that morning. There was a t-shirt handed out that is part of an NFT. You could only get it by being in that queue in London. It is still 140 mints, which is less than a Donny, whether or not you think that's, everybody puts their price on what they think the value is. But, I'm holding it. So to me, the value only changes my vault value. It doesn't change my actual in real life value. So I probably have a different view than other people do. But I don't know, what do you think, Skeet?
I think it was a massive, mess up on VeVe's part. I've said it. Advertised as 100. Medium articles said 100. I know Alex obviously had said 100. I was in a Twitter space reconfirming like 100 because there was a lot of speculation. So I went and got clarification. And shout out Des, because I was very clear when I was saying no, it's 1 to 100. And he even brought up what if VeVe keep 40 back for themselves? Like, he actually said those words. And I remember shutting him down and just being like, no, because they've said it's 1 to 100. So that means it's 1 to 100. So, you know, I've definitely had to apologize to him and have to humble pie. So I fully understand why people are annoyed or upset because they've heard 100 and now there's 140. Yeah, obviously VeVe came out and said that they need better clarification going forward. I understand why people were upset. My personal opinion, I do think there was a bit of an overreaction. I think some people did make it out to have been the worst thing that has ever happened on the face of
lives.
But I that's still, you know, you mess up at the end of the day. So that's where I'm just kind of, I definitely, I'm not going to defend the issue because it definitely was an issue that shouldn't have happened. But you live, you learn, you move on, and if you just got to get it right with the next one. Like that's all you can do is if you get it right with the next kind of limited edition run of t-shirts or whatever that you do, then, you know, you show that growth and you keep it moving.
I mean, in hindsight, do you think 100 mints was probably too little for, or do you think it should have been only for a select few that had stood there for hours? Or if it was, say, 150, then more people could have at least had one?
I don't mind whether it's at 100, whether it's at 150, whether it's at 200. Would it have made any difference to me going and trying to get one? None whatsoever. Like, I still would have gone and got one. I just think as it turned out, it just should have said 140 from the beginning. Like, that's the only thing for me personally. That's the only thing I'm sitting there thinking is it should have just said 140. What, like the actual amount to me wasn't, I don't want to say it was irrelevant as such, but do you know what I mean? If they'd have said from the jump, it's 140, I do not believe that there wouldn't have been anyone that went there that wouldn't have gone because they said there was 140.
Yeah, I think the exclusivity of you only being able to get it in the UK at DCon was the big pull. But I do think that saying an extra 40 editions will be kept in the archives makes me uncomfortable, because I think the space is constantly moving. So we don't know what's going to happen in a year, in 5 years. So I don't think VeVe can kind of guarantee that they won't ever go into circulation. So I think that miscommunication is a pretty big miss on that sense. But I think they do learn from their mistakes, and I don't think it's likely to happen again. What do you guys think, Bam Bam?
Well, I agree. I said that before, that I think it was a mess up, and I appreciate that they did, you know, see that and apologize. But I do believe that everybody who went for it would have still went for it if it was 100 or said 140. There was, I don't think anything would have changed. You still would have had to run through the door. You still would have had everything happen the way it did. Because if there was anybody who said I was only there because it was 1 through 100, I don't think they're being honest. But, you know, and if they're still learning, the company's still learning and growing, and everything's, to me, still like a test of, you know, they're trying new things out. And, you know, now from here, we likely won't see that happen again. That's a mistake they're going to learn from, and we'll move on.
Awesome.
This was an interesting one for me and Janie, because we're usually on the same wavelength when it comes to issues in the VeVe community and stuff.
Right, okay.
But this one, we were just opposite ends.
Really? Okay, so who was on which side?
So I don't think we were lied to on purpose or anything like that, but it was a severe miscommunication and severe one. Janie's perspective, she was
wait, I'll speak for myself.
Okay.
I'll speak for myself.
Okay. For me,
I mean that respectfully,
no, I got you.
but just because I want to say something before.
So for me, and I think we were arguing 2 different points. For me, as somebody going to, if now mind you, we didn't get one, so it didn't affect us that bad. But I would have liked to have known that there was a 40% increase on the product that I'm buying if I was to purchase it. You know. That's a huge difference. That's almost half of what we were told. like Skeet said, I would have probably still copped it anyway. Like it didn't matter. Like I would have still wanted the item, but those tidbits of information are super important because at the end of the day, this is an item of value. And when you're speaking about valuable items, if you're gonna buy it, you want to have the exact information of what you're buying. Like if I go to McDonald's and I order a fries and a burger, you know, and they just all of a sudden fill me up with half the fries in the burger, then I would have wanted to know, okay, you're giving me half the fries, you know, which in this case is the opposite way. They made more, you know, made more NFTs. But that's what I was trying to tell Janie. Like it matters. It matters from a financial perspective if you know that's what you were going to buy this thing for. And I would venture to say that there was a lot of them on the market, so a lot of people did go buy this for a financial reason.
Right.
Your point.
So I want to start with saying, one, I wasn't affected and I'm fully aware of that.
So it's easier for us.
So it's easy for me to say anything. I didn't get one and I didn't get a shirt. I didn't get an NFT. I didn't buy one in the market. I'm not in that group that was affected. One. Two, I respect everyone's thoughts and emotions on how they feel on the topic. I'm the type of person who wants everyone to win. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be okay and healthy. Like I get both sides. I really, really do. Mm-hmm. But the way that it's our first NFT that goes with a physical item that you can wear. And it had utility behind it where you get, I just think that's so cool. And I already thought in my mind, even before, you know, sometimes I get in spaces, sometimes I don't. I already thought in my mind they were going to keep 40. So that wasn't a surprise to me because we don't have that in any other one. So I just automatically thought 40 were going to be put aside or they were going to add 40, like 100, 140. It just didn't really make a big difference to me of getting the shirt or not. So that's one thing. And then also, I just know, well, I don't know, but I feel the VeVe team would not have done this on purpose. Like they didn't do it to hurt anybody. They did it. I think it was a new idea of having this NFT with like a physical item you can wear and it could have other little treats along with it, other utility behind it. And they were really excited. And they were like, we're going to make 100, you know, like, it was just out of excitement, out of it being so new. I know the VeVe team works so hard. Shout out to them and to Alex for this drop. So I don't know.
You're a company. You can't have excited mistakes. And
I get it. It is a company. I think a lot of us are emotionally invested in this. Guys, when I started this journey in VeVe, I never thought I would be emotionally invested in this company and the people who run it. Yeah. Never. I thought this was a money-making opportunity. And then I became this collector. And then I met the VeVe team. Like super, that's exciting. And I think it's super cool. We got to meet the VeVe team and hang out with them and talk to them. And even if you didn't meet them in person, just knowing them like through videos, through their AMAs, like what they give the community and how open they are with us. I just love their vibe. I love what they give us and I just love them. And yeah, I'm rambling now, sorry.
No, you're all good. I think we've got quite like a diverse perspective on what happened. And I think it's probably like reflective of the community in general. But yeah, we're all going to have our own takes on what we think was right or wrong there.
I'm cuddling my t-shirt. I'm protected.
And that's the thing. I think this is one of the coolest drops. Because you get to have that in your closet. Or if some people were saying they were going to frame it. Some people were already wearing it. Like that to me was so, so cool. Like not only do we get to see it on our phones because we're all digital collectors, right? But I personally have become a more physical collector where like, I'm sure our room is going to be filled with things on our walls because of me. Sorry, babe. But that's what was so exciting to me. I know. I love your background, by the way, VeVe Fam. It's really cool.
Thank you. I actually have a whole shelf here with more stuff, and I'm like, I want more.
I love the VeVe, and then you have the girls. That is so cool.
I love that one.
Yeah, and this is my hope. I hope to have Quentin Tarantino one day.
Amazing.
One day.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But you know, for me, this is I just don't want to make anyone upset. But I think that in life, for me personally, I have so many things going on that have been hard, that have been things that I've gone through, struggles, family-wise, and you know, that for me, VeVe is like my place to have fun, see color, see art, interact, like enjoy, meet people, love people, like love on them, and just have conversations. And I don't know, for me, I just want to keep it that way. That's how I feel. But I do respect other people's feelings. Like I get it. I don't want to argue or bring that like, oh, don't feel that way. Like, no, feel how you want to. I agree.
I do feel like VeVe will continue to get it right in the future. Like you name me a company that hasn't made a mistake. You know, it's impossible. Right. Every company has its ups and downs and its hiccups. I personally will always give VeVe the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's a mistake, maybe not, but that's how I feel.
And that's something for us to go learn, right? Yeah. Like personally.
Because I just feel like the CEOs are in there for the correct reasons, you know. That's just how I feel personally. So.
No, I completely agree with that, and I think like they've proven time and time again that they're really adaptive, they're agile, like they listen to our feedback and they like very often act on it. So I really don't think this will happen at this scale again. For sure they'll make some mistakes, but I don't think this particular thing will ever happen again. So,
but if it's any consolation, Max and Janie, me and Gareth are having the exact kind of conversations because, but we both got them and he got number 43. So all he kept telling me is, that should be number 3. How can you tell me that I can't be happy? And I'm like, well, you got one. So we're having a totally different, but then he just says, well, whatever VeVe will do, you'll think the sun shines out of them anyway. So
and Claire, you know what? I totally get that. I really, really do. Like for everyone, like it was advertised to everybody 100.
Yeah.
So in his case, he was number 3, and I totally respect that. And like, I get it. If that were me, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm speaking from someone who's not there. Like, I wasn't third in line. I don't know what that feels.
I'm just glad I got one, so I suppose I'm just
yes, exactly.
I give a damn what number it is. I just got one.
Exactly. But as a collector, I also get that. I get being that first person in line and having that number 1. I get that. Like, I get that feeling.
As an investor, I get that too. You know, like number 3 is a huge deal.
Like, so, I really, really do get it. So I don't want anyone to like misunderstand where I'm coming from. I just want to keep like peace in my mind and my heart and my soul, and just like
in the community
and just love everybody. And I know that, I don't know if anyone finds that annoying, but I mean, I just love loving people and spreading it. And that's just what I want to do. That's it.
Nobody finds you guys annoying. We all love you guys. You're like a favorite. So many people.
VeVe's favorite couple for sure.
Yes.
So let me ask you guys probably this kind of final question before we sort of wrap up. What is one thing you would like to see at a future event? And so I'll just kick this off because I was thinking about what I'd like to see. And I think there was a lot of milling around the VeVe booth for us and nothing for anyone to do. So I think if there's like a new VeVe event where it's a huge location like Decon, it would be amazing if they could get like a coffee bar or like an actual bar close by that all the VeVe fans can just hang out at and maybe like run their own little events or chats or quizzes or whatever. But I think that would be really great because there was a lot of people hanging around the booth and not quite sure what to do with themselves. But what about you guys? What would you like to see?
I would agree. I know it was pretty much the same at the first Decon. because, you know, of course, there wasn't as many people and things, and it was their first time. And they've even said themselves that they were, you know, they didn't really know what to expect. And they didn't have, when you have digital collectibles and you don't have anything out there, there's not, you know, a whole lot they can do. But yeah, I would agree that something, they could have a bar right there and a coffee bar, food, like something like that would be great. I know last time, I don't know if y'all had it there this time, but they had a laptop set up where they were streaming and things. Like I know Taps and I think Reese were streaming, and different people throughout the day. Stuff like that was kind of fun. It just, you know, people were just hopping in and out. And, but there was also a lot of great conversation. It also gives time for it to get to know people in person.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think Dan and David did some sort of video. I saw them being filmed with a camera, but I don't know what that was for.
Yeah, they did a few videos or interviews with YouTubers, and not necessarily VeVe YouTubers. I think somebody quite big came to the events as well, just to film them. But yeah, I don't know what I would want to change, because I think this is kind of like something that in 2 years' time we won't get. VeVe, in my mind, is going to be so big that was organic. That was VeVe for the first time coming to London. We were all getting to meet each other. Although there was a lot of us, we were kind of small community within the decon. And I just feel that as VeVe gets bigger, the connections will get less, and they won't be able to spend maybe as much time. It'll all be a lot more planned, and we're going to miss that interaction that we've had with the VeVe team, because they won't be able to dedicate the same amount of time to, oh, can we have a picture with you? You know, it'll be more like when you go to Disney and you want to take a picture with Mickey, well, you've got to come there at 1 p.m. because it's going to be Goofy at 2, you know? So that's just, I just think it's just something that we will look back on in years, and we will not realize how lucky we were to have that. But then again, I might be totally wrong, but I don't know.
How about you, Skeet?
It's a bit difficult, because I think if it was a VeVe event, like a VeVe Con as it were, then I feel like there's maybe a lot that I would really like to see that you could incorporate, have lots of different challenges and all of that. But I think the essence behind your Comic Cons and your decons are at people who don't really know about VeVe, as opposed to people who already do. Obviously it's amazing. Like I said, my favorite experience of the whole thing was just seeing so many people and the fam. And I'd love nothing more than like just to do that at every event. At the end of the day, you know, getting to meet the fam and all of that, I think is fantastic. But I do think from VeVe's perspective, they may need to focus on onboarding, as it were, and showing off the new things. You know, you've never heard of VeVe, like, well, this is what VeVe is. Or, you know, you wanted to know what all the fuss was about, well, this is what it's about, and showing that, as opposed to having things that are already going on for everyone that knows about VeVe. So but I suppose you catch 22 that, or you caveat that by having like your after parties, your, you know, your lunches and whatnot, which is catered more to the people that already do know about VeVe. So maybe more of those instead of just one night. Maybe have like one per night, or I don't know. But I'm looking more towards like the time when there is just like a VeVe Con. So it's not Designer Con with VeVe there. It's not Comic Con with VeVe there. Like this is just a pure VeVe event. Yeah. In which case there would obviously have to be a lot going on if you're going to sustain an event purely about VeVe. So that I think would be great time, because the amount of, there's so much creativity in the community. My creativity levels are 0. But there's so much talent in the community that I can only imagine what could go on, what could happen, and what could go down at an official, you know, VeVe Con, as it were. So yeah, I look forward to those times, really.
Hey guys, real quick. I don't know, is this the FA?
I guess so.
I guess this is an FA, but our son wanted to say hi to everybody.
And he never wants to say
He
hi.
never wants to say hi.
Oh, FA.
Hi.
Oh, wow. Look.
This is Omi Homie Zach.
Hey.
Homie, Zach.
Amazing.
Whoa.
Thank you for seeing us for the first time. Does Zach know what FA means?
First appearance.
You don't know what he does not want anything to do with VeVe.
So
Okay.
maybe y'all can put in a good word for him while he's here.
Yeah. Well, we've heard so many great things about you. It's really great to see you and meet you.
Yeah, we're so honored to have you on here.
It's nice to meet you. I just wanted to see who my parents are hanging out with.
Are you worried for them?
No, a little. It's okay.
Do you think it's weird that we like go meet people that we meet online for like the first time? Not really?
No, not anymore. I used to, but like social media and technology is getting so much more like popular. So I get it.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
So-
It was nice to meet y'all. I just wanted to say hi real quick.
Yeah.
FA Omi Homie Zach.
Hey, woo-hoo.
We're just as surprised as you guys are. So.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's awesome, guys.
And I see you a lot in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see. So, guys, I'm sorry because I know we're trying to wrap up, but that was really cool because he never wanted to be like in our videos or say hi, but
Oh, wow. No, we're so honored. That's amazing. Thank you for popping by.
Look how proud
I'm very
Janie.
stylish, by the way. I like to
Just
get
inching
up.
I'm like
closer.
the proudest mom ever.
That's what I'm saying. Look how proud and happy Janie is. My days.
But so my son, okay, I'll just go on
I
a little
love it.
bit. My son is one of the most amazing artists ever and such a brave soul, the bravest person I've ever known in my life. So I am the proudest mom. I don't know how I got so honored to be his mom, but I am. And yeah, that was really cool.
We're gonna see his work on VeVe one day.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, I'm saying,
Hey, who knows?
Is
His
this the
appearance
son
right
who
now?
created- Sorry, I was going to say, is this the son who created the comic for Max's Father's Day?
Yes.
That's
Oh,
I was
snap.
literally like,
Yeah.
I was literally,
Yeah.
sorry, Fambam, you were saying.
I was just saying that's just him inching closer to actually being involved in VeVe.
Yeah. We'll take what we can get. Our first appearance on our
One day.
We'll take
It's
it.
gonna
We will
happen.
take every bit of it.
Amazing. Oh, well, thank you. I think on that note, we're probably going to wrap up because I think I've kept most of you guys longer than I said I would. But just before we do, I really feel like Skeet needs to show us his VeVe tattoo because there were quite a few tattoos that weekend, and I think that will be and I know it's not in a dodgy place, so I don't mind like asking you to reveal it.
I don't even know if you can even get it to show up here. Like, it's
Oh,
probably.
right. You've got your.
Oh, there you
I
go.
can see it. We
See a
can
little bit of it.
I like
Oh, it
it.
looks so
I don't know.
good.
Yeah, I put it at the bottom of I've got like a half sleeve there, and I was like, all right, we'll have a little section near the bottom to put that on. But we was thinking about it the night before the event of getting it down, and then Ariel had created. I know she's like, oh, we kind of organized. Ariel always takes the lead and smashes it for like the pre-party, and yeah, it was like Granola, Gio, and Eagle, and all of that was just like, we're just gonna get it done. So yeah, we just went and got it done there. But hey, listen, I know some people are like, oh, you must be crazy. Some people like, or for whatever reasons. But I just sat there and I was just been like, VeVe's been good to me. Like, regardless, like, I know people probably wouldn't want to hear me say this. I was like, regardless, let's say everything went to zero tomorrow or whatever. Like, I sit back and I just think the last 2 years for me personally have been epic in terms of socially meeting people, connections, financially. Like, these last 2 years and what VeVe has given me has been amazing. That doesn't mean, like you said, you can't criticize, of course you can criticize. But for me, yeah, I had no problem getting that. And they wanted to run me a card for it. I'll take that all day, every day.
Do you know what? Gareth hasn't got a single tattoo, and he was that close. I had to stop him. I said, no, your first tattoo ever is not going to be a VeVe.
Well, this is it. I said to
I think for you to get one, babe.
no, I said to a few people, I was like, a few people did say this, like, if that had been your first, would you have got it? And I was like, I'm not sure yet if I would have put it as my first, or maybe it might have been smaller and in a different spot or something. But there were a few. I think there was like 3 that were virgin tattoos that got done. I think it was like 15 or something overall, and like 3 of them were complete first time. So I was just like,
2 of them were scared to go home and show their girlfriend.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so hilarious.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
I agree with. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I agree with you. I agree with Skeet with the whole experience thing. These past like almost 2 years now has been like once in a lifetime. Like this huge group and the connections that we've all made and everything. Like I would definitely get one of the tattoos as well. I mean, I have a couple already, but like I would have got, man, like you said, if it goes to 0 tomorrow, like it's worth like this experience. It's just been amazing.
I agree.
It's a memory. It's
Yeah,
a memory.
definitely.
It'll last us forever.
I think
I'll
that's
get
the nail on the head.
I'll get an Obi one when it hits $1.
Amazing.
If VeVe were to end right now, like we still have this, we can still hop on and hang out, and like this will continue.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
we're grateful. We're grateful.
Yeah, it's definitely been a big part of most of our lives. So I can completely understand why people got tattoos, because I think it's more than just an investment for us. It's like a part of our lives. So yeah. So on that note, I would like to say thank you to all of you for like spending this time with us. It's been a brilliant conversation. Loved hearing all of your perspectives. So thank you so much for being part of the stream. I guess we'll end it there, but thank you.
Thanks for having us. See you guys.
It was awesome, guys. I love hanging out with you guys, and I love you all so much. Sending you so much love. We'll see you in November.
Thanks, guys.
Go Man U. Go Man U.
Bye.